This echo is driving me nuts.
So this is the 8-inch R30.
Tell you what, guys, I got you a video today. We're going to show you how I came up and solved this issue that I've got right now. But I'm hoping that you could tell the difference in the sound right now. It should be a little richer, and it should be just so much better without the echo. It's going to be a studio/office, but you know, the biggest thing is I'm probably on the phone more than anything, and I need it to sound a little better than this silly echo because it just drives me insane. So what I've done is I've gone and used rock wool.
Went to Lowe's and I just got some cheap outdoor carpet.
I've used some slats, and I'm getting away from using those crazy expensive panels. So let me walk you through and show you the different steps that I've done, the quality of sound difference that it's going to make. All right, guys, let's get to it. I'll show you what I've done.
I wanted to start out and doing this right here. This is what I was wanting to do. Then I found out that this price at $49.96, found out real quick, we couldn't afford that. So that brought us down to trying to figure out a way to tackle this into a project that we could afford. So let's go along. I'll show you what I came up with. Let's see if we can make it work. Now we're just kind of trying to figure this out as we go. You know, this is one of those things, it may work like a champ, and again, it may not work at all, but we're gonna give it a whirl because I can't afford to pay those kind of prices. Well, I found these right here, and I'm wondering if this would work for what we need for our ceiling. Let me show you what I found. So they're basically, right here, these little pre-cut deals. They're a 1 by, where are they? All right, so they're a 1 by 2 pre-cut little pieces of wood. I'm wondering, that might be exactly what we're looking for. Let's see if we can't make that happen. Look at there, that's pretty slick. All right, but here's the carpet that I decided on. Here's the outdoor carpet. This is what I decided to try for the underlayment, and basically what I'm thinking is basically just keeping having the rock wool, having a barrier between the rock wool and my wood, so that just keeps all that's contained. So that's what I'm going to use the carpet for. I think it'll work. I mean, I'm no acoustic expert, but I think we're going to do this a lot cheaper than what we could buy it for. A little effort, a lot cheaper. I'm starting to get a little more confident about this project. All right, let me show you how the easiest way to cut this R30 16-inch on center rock wool. Basically, what I found the easiest way to do this is essentially cutting it with a box knife. It's what I have found the simplest way. I'll show you how I've been doing it. So this is the 8-inch R30. So what I've been doing, I got to cut this at a 12 because one of my joists is the way they are. And mark that's 13. Okay. What I've been doing is I just been running my knife down like that and opening it up. And that seems to be the easiest way of tackling this. And then I flip it over and do the other side. And then it'll break off pretty easy. And boom, that's how I've been doing it. And it seems to work fairly quick and fairly simple. All right, so what we're going to use for our sound deadening is I went to Lowe's. Let me turn this over. Went to Lowe's and I just got some cheap outdoor carpet. So it's a 6 by 8 foot piece of outdoor carpet. It doesn't say how thick it is, but it's not real thick. I mean, it's pretty thin. It's pretty thin. And what we're going to do is I'm going to staple this to our board and hang it down. And this is what we're going to put underneath our strips to help do the sound. Basically, the insulation itself is going to do most of the sound deadening, but this will just make sure gives me a cleaner look when I do all this. If I can pull it off right and get this pulled tight, and then we'll put our strips of wood over the top of this, it should make this look a little bit better and a little cleaner. And we'll see. I hope this works. We're just kind of shooting in the dark on this, so we'll just hope. Let's just go with the idea it's going to work, but we may be wrong. Who knows? Things you do to try to save a buck. All right, we're using the T50 staples. One that didn't stick, a couple of those. All right, now what we're going to work on is we're actually going to go in here and start stapling our carpet up to our joists. So let's see how this goes.
right, now as you can see, this is going fairly well. I've got about half of it. Now the biggest thing I'm having issues with is just getting all the wrinkles pulled out. But overall, it's working pretty good. So far, I'm pretty comfortable. I've got about half of it done. So just to recap, we've got 8-inch insulation, rock wool in the top, and then we've got our outdoor carpet going in, and then we're going to staple this together, and then we're going to put our slats. So let's see if this will do some noise cancellation. Everybody know it's close to spring. Gage is back in videos. Representing good old UPS.
Yeah, I was looking through my closet when I got home. Hey, this is the only jacket I had. I wasn't afraid to get dirty.
But using the square makes it a lot easier. That spacing. Yeah. It's amazing how tight we got that. You know, it's not much of a gap. 1/8 of an inch. All right, let me show you what it looks like at the finish to this deal. I think you'll all be pretty pleased. All right, so now, let's see if I can look at it this way. All right, that's what it's going to look like, the finished product. I think it turned out pretty doggone sharp. Now, I have not set my lights. I have not got everything set on there. I've got to figure out a few little things, how I want to tackle that. But that gives you a pretty good idea what it's all going to look like when it's said and done. Now, in these sections over here, we're going to do, I got a drop ceiling, I got a few things to do and kind of work around, but we're getting closer. Well, I'll tell you what, for a project, this has been pretty simple. And from what the prices are for having to buy that stuff on, I see these products all over the internet for these things, and I really thought that's what I wanted to do. But after looking and pricing that, I thought it didn't take me but a second to figure out that this old boy isn't going to buy that. Guys, I think it's worked out pretty good. No echo in this office. If you'd take a second, just do a like and subscribe, that'd be great. Guys, I'll see you on the next one.